Meet the world's elite special forces. In any other movie, they're invincible. Here, they're being slaughtered by something not from Earth, skinned alive, spines ripped out. How do you fight an invisible ghost that hunts humans for sport?
Ugly motherfucker.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mr.Cog's Movie Recaps. The story begins as an alien spacecraft enters Earth from deep space. Cut to a highly trained American Special Operations Rescue team deploying into a dense Central American jungle. A man as muscular as me steps off the helicopter. The T-800 Terminator himself. Okay, not really. This is Major Dutch. Dutch leads an elite rescue squad. They've been assigned a mission by a general to locate a missing helicopter. On board were supposed to be cabinet-level government officials. A few days ago, the helicopter was shot down by guerrilla forces, and all crew members were captured alive. Dutch immediately questions the mission. Why not send in regular troops? At that moment, a voice comes from behind. It's Dylan, a former Vietnam War comrade of Dutch, now a high-ranking CIA operative. The two greet each other the old-school way. Arm wrestling. No surprise. Dutch wins. I mean, come on. He's basically the T-800. Dylan tells Dutch the mission is simple. He'll personally oversee everything. Dutch has his doubts, but since Dylan represents the government, he has no real choice but to proceed. Soon, the 7-man team boards the helicopter. Mac, second in command. Blaine, minigun gunner. Billy, tracker. Poncho, communications. Hawkins, radio operator. I'll keep their names on screen so you can track who's still alive. At first, everyone is relaxed. After all, it's just a rescue mission. Not like they're fighting aliens, right? Hawkins keeps cracking dirty jokes and laughing. But Billy, the Native American tracker, has zero interest in that kind of humor. The team clearly doesn't like Dylan. Blaine even spits on Dylan's shoes to provoke him. They soon reach the target area and rappel down into the dense jungle. Using their experience, they quickly locate the wreckage. Poncho climbs onto the crashed helicopter to investigate. He only finds the pilot's body. He immediately reports back to Dutch. And here's the problem. This isn't a normal transport helicopter. It's a military reconnaissance aircraft, which means Dylan lied. Meanwhile, Billy tracks the guerrillas' escape route. He reports 2 people were taken hostage, but there's more. He also found tracks of 6 men wearing U.S. military boots following the same guerrilla group, which means another team was already here. Dylan still says nothing. While Billy is drinking plant sap to stay hydrated, he suddenly notices something strange in the trees. He pushes aside the leaves and is shocked. 3 bodies, hanging, completely skinned. Their organs have been removed. They quickly realize these were members of another rescue team. Dutch even recognizes one of them, a soldier from a North Carolina unit named Jim. Dutch immediately confronts Dylan. Are you hiding something from me? But Dylan still refuses to tell the truth. At first, everyone assumes this was done by guerrillas, but Billy says something disturbing. Before they died, these men were firing in all directions, as if something in the jungle was far more terrifying than guerrillas. Blaine picks up his minigun. He wants payback. Cut to a terrifying eye watching them from the trees. Through thermal vision, guided by Billy, the team soon finds the guerrilla camp. Dutch witnesses a guerrilla officer executing a hostage. He's furious. He immediately orders an attack. Mac silently takes down a guard with a knife. Dutch literally lifts a small truck and pushes it into a fuel depot, causing a massive explosion. Blaine opens fire with a minigun, tearing through enemies like a machine of destruction. The squad uses advanced weapons to unleash overwhelming firepower. The guerrillas are caught completely off guard. Before they can even react, they're riddled with bullets. The minigun sweeps the battlefield clean, like taking out trash. Even a helicopter trying to escape is blown to pieces. Dutch goes full Terminator mode, storming into the enemy camp. Someone tries to ambush him from behind, but Dutch reacts instantly and knocks him out. He turns around and realizes it's a woman. At that moment, Mac reports, all hostages are dead. There were no government officials. The people they rescued were actually CIA operatives. They also found evidence of Soviet military advisors. These weren't ordinary guerrillas. They were Soviet-backed forces planning an ambush against U.S. troops, which means this was never a rescue mission. Dylan used them to gather military intelligence. Dutch grabs Dylan in anger, but Dylan responds coldly. You're all assets of the U.S. government. The government has the right to use you. Command contacts them over the radio. A large number of guerrillas are closing in. Their only option is to move through a dangerous valley to avoid being surrounded. Dylan insists on bringing back a captured female guerrilla, Anna, for interrogation. Even at this point, Hawkins is still cracking dirty jokes to Billy. But this time, Billy actually laughs. Interestingly, even the creature watching them from the trees lets out a strange, eerie laugh. A chilling sound echoes through the jungle. Billy hears it too, but sees nothing. As they move forward, Billy can feel something watching them from above, but every time he looks up, there's nothing there. Anna watches them with a mocking expression. Clearly, she knows something about this creature. Suddenly, she attacks Hawkins and runs away. Hawkins chases her deep into the jungle. He finally catches her. But at that moment, he feels something watching them. He turns, and an invisible force slashes his throat open. His body is dragged away. When the others find Anna, she's completely terrified. Pancho follows the blood trail, only to find scattered organs. No body. Anna says, the jungle came alive and took him. No one believes her. The team splits up to search, but Dutch forgets to check above. Hawkins' body is hanging in a tree, right above them. Blaine, nervous, holds his minigun. Something suddenly rushes toward him, but it's just a wild boar. He relaxes for 1 second. Then, a plasma blast blows straight through his chest. Mac rushes over. This time, he finally sees it. A nearly invisible creature with glowing eyes. He opens fire immediately. When his rifle runs empty, he switches to the minigun. The rest of the team joins in, firing everything they have. But they hit nothing. Dutch examines Blaine's body. No gunpowder residue. Whatever killed him wasn't a normal weapon. He asks Mac what he saw. Mac can't even describe it. All that firepower, and they hit absolutely nothing. This thing dodges bullets like it's untouchable. Dutch realizes this enemy is unlike anything they've faced. He changes tactics immediately. They contact command while setting up defensive positions and begin building traps. Using grenades and flares, they create a perimeter. Meanwhile, the creature, now wounded, reveals its true form. It's an extraterrestrial hunter. Its blood glows bright green as it treats its wound. Its painful roar echoes through the valley. Command informs them extraction is impossible at their current location. They must reach the jungle edge. Everyone now understands this is no guerrilla threat, and nightfall will be deadly. Soon, darkness falls. A trap is triggered. Mac rushes in, stabbing wildly to avenge his teammate, only to realize it's just a wild boar. But when he turns back, Blaine's body is gone. Stolen within seconds. At dawn, Dutch realizes the creature moves through the trees. He tells Anna, this thing is hunting all of us, including you. Anna finally reveals the truth. The creature can camouflage itself, like a chameleon. Dutch suddenly understands. It tracks them using heat. It can see their weapons, but might not detect primitive traps. So they begin building traps, using wood, vines, and spikes. Once finished, they wait in silence. Anna adds, every year during the hottest season, this demon hunter returns to hunt human warriors and skin them. Suddenly, movement in the trees. Dutch steps forward alone. Acting as bait, nothing happens until a trap is triggered behind him. An invisible creature is caught, hanging in the air. But seconds later, it destroys the trap with a laser blast. A massive log falls and crushes Pancho. Now, they finally see it clearly. A towering alien hunter. Mac loses his mind with rage and charges after it. Dylan stops Dutch. He finally admits his mistake. This mission doomed them all. He tells Dutch to leave while he goes after Mac. Dutch and the others retreat with the badly injured Pancho. Meanwhile, Dylan finds Mac. Mac has spotted the invisible hunter. They quickly form a plan. Mac approaches from below. Dylan flanks from behind. But it's a trap. A laser locks onto Mac and blows his head apart. The creature can even mimic human voices. When Dylan realizes it's too late, a plasma blast blows off his arm. The creature rushes forward and impales him instantly. His screams echo through the jungle. Billy hears it and stops running. He chooses to stay behind and cover the team's escape. He cuts himself with a knife, challenging the creature to a one-on-one fight. He is killed instantly. The remaining 3 are quickly caught. They are close to extraction, but the creature easily kills Pancho and injures Dutch. Dutch tells Anna to run. He'll stay behind to buy her time. He reaches a cliff with no way out and jumps into the river. The current carries him to a waterfall. The creature follows, but the water disables its cloaking. Dutch, covered in mud, realizes something. The mud blocks his body heat without thermal vision. The alien is nearly blind. Dutch survives and forms a plan. Using primitive traps again, he builds spikes, logs, and weapons. He covers himself in mud and prepares for the final battle. Meanwhile, the creature rips out Billy's spine and collects skulls as trophies. Dutch lights a torch and challenges it. The creature arrives, but fire disrupts its vision. Dutch attacks from the trees, but suddenly realizes the creature is behind him. He swings between trees using vines, fires explosive arrows, damaging the alien's cloaking system. The alien fires wildly and knocks Dutch down. Dutch tricks it using sound, throws a spear bomb, and injures it. He follows its glowing blood, but realizes he's been lured into a trap. He escapes using fire, dives into water, but loses the mud covering his body. Suddenly, 2 blades lock around his neck. The creature captures him. Curious, it studies this human warrior. Then it removes its mask. Dutch looks at it and says, "You are one ugly motherfucker." The creature accepts a fair duel, but physically, Dutch is completely outmatched. so he lures it into another trap. The creature avoids it, but misses a second hidden trap. A massive log crushes it. Dutch tries to finish it and asks what it is. The creature laughs and activates a self-destruct device. Dutch realizes the trap and jumps into the water. A massive explosion. Morning comes. A U.S. rescue helicopter arrives. Dutch survives. Anna survives. The story ends. Predator 1987 is a brilliant fusion of Alien and Rambo. A squad of elite soldiers versus an alien hunter. Maybe because an all-male cast would feel too monotonous, the film adds Anna, though she doesn't play a major role in the story. And honestly, aside from Arnold Schwarzenegger, none of the soldiers really stand a chance. By the way, do you know who the pilot at the end is? That's actually Kevin Peter Hall, the actor who played the Predator. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. Next time, we'll cover an incredible story about a U.S. operation to rescue diplomats in Iran. See you next time.